Thank you for joining us. We'll recognize Mr. McCarthy first. Welcome, and you're recognized.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And before I begin, I do want to thank you for your commitment to America's infrastructure and your tenure as chairman. You've done a very good job, and we appreciate that commitment. To Mr. Secretary, happy birthday. You happen to share that with someone very special to me, my wife. So. I will see her later today. And to Ms. Hahn, thank you for joining with us. I listened to all the comments today, and I can't disagree with your comments, but the one thing that we all have to look to, especially at a time of why we are here, none of you have planned to be here during this time of year. We're here debating a fiscal cliff. We're here debating the direction of America. Where are we going to go financially? We have a very responsible ability as members of Congress. We are the stewards of public funding. And it's rightful that we have this hearing again, and I appreciate it. In December, when I came, I raised a couple issues. We want to invest in infrastructure. We want America to move quickly, our freight, our people, in the best ways possible. What you want, you also need a plan for. A plan that works, a plan that is tested, a plan that is audited, and a plan that has a review. I happen to come from California. I happen to sit in the area that many of you talk about. It's going to be part of where it begins. And I have real doubt of the viability, the cost, and with an end, this will ever be built. That's why I joined with the chairman, Mr. Denham, Mr. Hunter, and Mr. Miller, when we sent the letter to the GAO, asking for an audit and review of the business plan in California. And I'll look forward to hearing their testimony later and looking and reading the report when it's completed. To date, the project in California has been the biggest recipient of federal money, billions of dollars. There are concerns about the business plan itself, and equally concerned to me, just because we've invested money, does it mean we have to invest more? The current plan, to be finished, at the smallest level of number, asks for another $38 billion from the federal government. Please put that in perspective. The debate we're wrestling over for the rest of the month on our fiscal cliff, if you raised all the dollars and raised all the taxes that's proposed, you only get $31 billion in a year, and they're requesting more than what we'd even get from that. So we need to be good stewards. Yes, we want movement. Yes, we want it to work it right. But before we make an investment again, shouldn't we review the business plan? Secondly, is an issue that Mr. Denham raised. This was put before the California voters. Yes, it looks different today. As a California voter, I personally think you'd have to go back to the Californians, because it's not what was proposed. It said there'd be private funding. There is no proposed private funding as of today. There's no money in, and I question whether it'll be in the future. So, does the federal government now on the hook for the rest of the plan, which the voters were asked for and said would come? If we are the biggest funders of this, why would we not wait till what they said they would do? That is a question we all have to ask. Thirdly, when you read the business plan and you live in my area, the numbers just don't add up. The millions of people that they project will ride the train from my area are nowhere near the population that will do it. There's roughly 750,000 within the Central Valley that currently take a train or an airplane to the region in which they're going to serve. So is your investment going to pay off? Or are you making an investment where you're going to have to continue to invest and subsidize the riders to be on the train themselves? California first brought this issue up when we had a surplus. Many people realize in a government, when you have a lot of surplus, you start picking up big dreams. You want to do a lot of different things. That is not the same perspective of where California is today, and it is definitely not where the federal government is today. So our stewardship has to analyze the business plan, analyze the numbers, and also put on the table, maybe it's the time we cut our losses. Maybe we say, no, we're not going to fund anymore, and the savings should go to pay down our deficit. Look, I know Hollywood happens to be in California, but this is not a Kevin Costner movie. If we build it, I don't know if they will come. And that is not how we play with taxpayers' money. It's right to have this hearing, but it's right to scrutinize. And before we move forward on anything, the legislative analysts and the peer review had the same questions to the business plan. We should even ask more, because it wasn't their money, it's the taxpayers' money that we're responsible for investing. And that's the review we need. I yield back.